As Claire Bear stepped off the train and into the wild unknown, the manuscript she carried felt both like a guide and a burden. The forest it spoke of was not just hidden, it was whispered about in hushed tones by locals. A place where the trees were said to speak, where time had a different rhythm and where danger lurked in the underbrush. Section 1. Into the unknown, the welcome. The forest greeted Claire with a symphony of natural sounds, a stark contrast to the city's cacophony. However, the deeper she ventured, the less welcoming it became. The trees seemed to close in, their branches intertwining like fingers, the light dimming as if the forest was a living entity, observing her. The first sign. Claire found an old weathered signpost, half covered by moss, with the words, "Beware the whisper," barely legible. It was the first confirmation she was on the right path. But it also hinted at the perils ahead. Section 2. The unexpected dangers, the trap. As she navigated through a particularly dense part of the forest, Claire stepped into a hidden snare, designed not for humans, but for those who tread unwarily. She hung upside down, her backpack spilling its contents, including the precious manuscript. For the first time, fear crept into her adventurous heart. Rescue! Before panic could set in, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was an old man, his face weathered like the forest, who cut her down with a gentle smile. The guardian. The old man introduced himself as Edwin, a self-proclaimed guardian of the forest. He spoke of the forest's tests for those seeking its secrets, explaining the snare was one such test. He warned her of the whisper, not a sound but a presence, an ancient spirit of the forest that could either guide or lead one astray. Section 3. The hardship, the challenge of trust. Claire had to learn to trust Edwin, despite his cryptic warnings and the forest's eerie ambience. She shared her mission, hoping to gain his help. Edwin, intrigued by her story, agreed to guide her, but emphasized that the forest would test her resolve, her courage, and her heart. The night's trials. As night fell, the forest became a different world. Sounds magnified, shadows played tricks, and hunger gnawed at Claire. Edwin taught her how to forage, how to start a fire with wet wood, and how to listen to the forest's whispers for guidance rather than fear. Section 4. The spirits of the forest. The encounter. At the heart of the forest, under a moonlit clearing, Claire faced the whisper. It wasn't a creature, but a feeling, a presence that filled the air with a sense of being watched, of being tested. The test. The whisper challenged Claire with visions, showing her potential futures where her community failed, where her token fell to oblivion, and where the forest itself was consumed by industry. It was a test of her faith in her mission and her resilience. Section 5. The choice, the choice. The whisper offered Claire two paths. One of ease, where she could return to the digital world with knowledge that would ensure her token's dominance but at the cost of the forest's ancient pact. The other was fraught with hardship, trials, and no guaranteed success, but promised a harmony between her digital mission and the forest's preservation. Claire's decision. With her heart heavy with the visions, Claire stood at the crossroads. Her decision pivotal not just for her future, but for the balance between two worlds. As she stepped forward, her choice about to be revealed.